Hey there. In this video, we are going to see how to write a simple console application in C Sharp, right? So let's start by creating a project, right? And here clicking in your console applications, giving the name of your project and give next. So once you are done this, I have already created this particular one, so I'm skipping it out. So I have created the project name as test project one, and your window should be available like this. Your solution explorer should be here, and here is your main code page to run. So defaultly this should be like this, and please ensure that your Visual Studio is running through just by running this particular button. And if everything is fine, you should be able to see your hello world program. So this shows that your Visual Studio is successfully installed. Now we'll start with the actual programming. You can directly type in your code over here, your multiple logics and other stuff. However, this is not advisable for making a structured programming. Okay, so sir, what shall I do about it, you might be asking. So we'll create a proper structured window, how to go about it in a few minutes. And here let me also make a point. This console.writeLine is directly executing over in this particular file, right? So I can say this as your project's entry point. I don't have any other CS file, and I have just only this program.cs, and it doesn't have any main function, it doesn't have anything. So what happens is directly it gets executed. However, this is not advisable. As I said, if you're going to have a few lines of code, this is part, it's well to do, but the actual syntax should be, you should be following a general structure, right? So the first important thing before writing any program is teaching you about how to comment, use comments for a particular language. So here we can use double slash for a single line comment. So this is how it works. So if I want to comment a particular line, I can go over here and use this double line to make, not double line, I should say it's a double slash, to make that particular line commented. And if I want multiple lines to be commented, I can use this particular syntax, just like your Java, wherein you'll be using slash star and star slash to complete this particular multi-line comment. Okay, so let me reiterate what I said. So for commenting a single line, you can use this particular double slash, and for multiple line, follow this particular syntax. So here, whichever is being commented will be shown in green for your references. Now, as I told, the entry point is over here. As you might be asking, sir, shall I start a new program here and type in the code here directly, right? So you might refer to multiple websites, say your W3 schools, or multiple C sharp tutorials online. Shall I start typing it here, right? So say for example, using system, right? This is the first line of your code. Can I start doing like this? So to answer that question, it doesn't work like this. So you are supposed to comment this particular point, and we'll start the actual programs here. Okay, and you are going to see how you are going to type this particular program. Yes, and let me paste a sample program for you, and I hope the font should be visible for you. And this is your basic structure of your C sharp console application, right? So let me go line by line to ensure that you understand the code. So the first line, it talks about using system. So what is this system? System is nothing but your namespace. Okay, what is this namespace? It is equivalent to your Java's, your C++ header files, right? And your Java's Java's packages. Simpler terms putting together, the namespace is a collection of classes. Okay. Now, so this should be used here. Why am I using the system? You might be asking. All your predefined functions in your C sharp is going to be stored in this particular class. So, say for example, for printing, I should be using console.writeLine. It is understood that this console is a class, writeLine is the method, and this particular class is resides inside system. Let me reiterate what I said. I am going to this particular line wherein I'm going to print this particular data. So here right line is the function, it's predefined already, right? And here this particular functions lies inside the class called console, and this particular console class lies inside the namespace called system. So that's why we use the particular thing called a system. Sir, then you should be asking me, sir, will it work without this particular namespace? Yes, it will be very working, and you will be mandated to put in this system everywhere before console or any other related class that uses system. So if you're declaring this particular namespace, you need not want to use it here. It doesn't shows any error, right? However, if I comment it out, your console should be showing an error. So here you should be typing in system dot console of. Okay, so this will ensure that this particular namespace has this particular one. So it's a golden rule that start your C sharp console application with the particular declaration called as using system. Okay, now let's go into your second line, namespace hello world. So namespace is nothing but the class which I am, I should say, the namespace I'm going to get created. Here I have made it as hello world. So it could preferably be the project title which you have given it here, and it's ideal that you have it such that all the files, all the CS files, that is C sharp files which you have, will come under the same header. Let me reiterate. So if I'm having multiple classes and I'm going to store it in different files, ensure that the namespace is common to all the particular uh, files that are available. Okay, say example, I have program1.cs. Okay, it should also have namespace hello world. Say program3.cs, it should have also have namespace hello world. This will ensure that all the it will make the compiler to understand that this particular classes which you have created comes under the folder or the package, I should say the namespace hello world. So this is also required. Hello world could be a proper name, it's a variable. Okay, and I told you, let it be the corresponding say the project title. Why is that? It should ensure that you will be able to identify the class which you are using. Why am I using namespace, you might be also asking. So I have another class called program. I want to differentiate between these two programs. How will I do it? I have to use this namespaces to differentiate these kind of programs. So here I have used it like this. So let me use the project title. I mean the project title which I gave was like this. So I am saving it out, and here the inside this particular namespace I am creating a class. Okay, and the class I say it as a main class because it has the main function. Okay, let me reiterate. I can announce this particular class as main class because it has the main function, just like your Java, right? So here in your C sharp, how will I declare your main function is going to be like this. It's going to be static void main. Okay, you can also give public static void main, doesn't make a huge difference. This will make ensure that this is publicly available. So you can, but the general structure goes like this: static void main, and here, mind you, main with a capital M. Okay, and here I'm going to get arguments from the command line. So here I am declaring it like this, and here I'm going to print console dot write line. So what is this console? Console is a class, write line is the method. Write line is used to print the data onto my command prompt. So this is your basic code, basic structure. Herein you can have multiple logics. uh, so let's try to run this particular hello world program. You are able to get this particular hello world. Now I want to get a data from the user. What shall I do? So how will I do about it? First, I have to initialize a say a string variable, right? So string variable is the data type. Here I'm going to initialize it with null, right? Just for a general declaration, just like any other language, right? And here it's recommending for printing this data. I'll also accept it, but I want is to get this data from the user. How will I get it out? So here I can do it here itself. Instead of null, I can use this console dot, and the IDE readily gives you multiple options. First one is read line. To get multiple lines of data you can use this, and you can also read, or I should say character wise data. If you want to get it, you can get it, and this is for a particular key press, right? Based on that you can get this data. So widely used is read line, so you can go about it, and it is a function or it's a method, so I should be getting it out. So and it's showing me a particular a general warning, stating that green indicates that it's a general warning. It says that it might return null or nothing, right? So it's asking me to add all these exceptions. For now I'm not going to do anything. I'll just save it out, and here I'm going to print whatever data I'm going to say. So I'll put it like entered data is, and I'm going to use a concatenator operator, that is plus, to print the data which is being done. So I'll also give the next line stating that enter your input, just to get a proper value from my user. Enter the input. So this will ensure that I will be able to, the user will be understanding what should be done in the program, right? So here it's going to be like this. Let's try to run this code and check it out. See, hello world, the first line which I gave is working, and here enter the input. Say for example, let me give my name and let me give enter, and here the value which I have entered is successfully being shown. So this is the basic structure of your program. Which program? C sharp program. Thank you for watching. For advanced concepts, look in for the other videos. Thank you.